Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. In the last part we got here to the ancient ruins and now we're going to continue on. Now if you're going for 100%, this is one of the few chests that you can probably skip no matter what, because all it is 5 rupees. And then all the Armos in this room come alive and try to kill you! Like in Ages, the Armos Knights are immune to everything but your bombs. For now. And more spiky beetles. The one weird thing about spiky beetles is that, unlike the hard hat beetles, well, first off, they can fall. You can't even push them back with your swords. So you need to either use your shovel or shield, which I like that they at least gave you the option to use the shovel, because that means, in the rare case you didn't get a shield, especially this late in the game, you still have a way to deal with them, or if you lose your shield to likes. Go away, Dark Nuts! And more ball and chain. I don't think I'll ever have to deal with one of them again. Oh great, we're locked in. With a treasure chest at least. Which means it's a dungeon item, which is the Magical Boomerang. Press the this is very similar to the Magical Boomerang from other games. You can control its direction with the D-pad. For a limited time, at least. And it can actually damage Armos. So, yeah, go Boomerang. This must be the Boomerang from Link's Awakening, because that thing was broken beyond belief. Don't need to deal with you. Farewell. Oh, great, falling down 2 floors. That should have broken our ankles. Mind you, falling down 1 story alone should be enough to give some amount of good damage, but oh well. And now I'm actually heading back the way I almost went earlier, because I was getting lost for a moment. This treasure chest, which I didn't open last part, only has 10 rupees. This is actually kind of a deadly room because these blade traps are constantly on your ass. As is the normal blade trap, because these are technically spinning blade traps. And this is the first place you have to use the Magical Boomerang's ability to move in wherever you're using the D-pad. Note, to do that, you do in fact need to hold down the A button. So, yeah. There's 2 rooms in this dungeon I'm actually not going into, and that's because they're actually traps. There's nothing to do in there aside from maybe kill some enemies to get back out. It's useless. So therefore, I am not entering them at all. I forget what's to my right. Actually, no, I think I do know what's to the right, it's just I don't need to go there at all. Yet. Now, there's a treasure chest there, but we can't get over there for reasons of block. So, we need to fall down this pit. And now we're around here. Those pits at the bottom actually have some ember seeds, and I think a fairy if you need them. But what we need to do here is, if it's not obvious enough, light up the fire with a slingshot. Through the fire and the flames. I don't think I've actually ever heard that song. I should probably get on that after this video. But for lighting up all 5 flames, you get the staircase here. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, get the Pegasus Seeds out now, along with the Rock's Feather, because we got an Indiana Jones segment here. Grab those 200 rupees, and then the walls start collapsing in on you. So you need to combine the workings of the Pegasus Seeds with the Rock's Feather in order to get to the end before you are crushed. I forget if this crushing is instant death, though. I think it might just be damage. Think being a keyword, I would not like to test it. And over here we get the boss key, so that's all nice and dandy. And once you enter, it returns to its original state for some reason. And now we're back on the 3rd floor, actually, with the normal kill them all room. Push through the top left block, and you'll be able to progress. You know, these snakes aren't threatening anymore. I'm not sure why they're still throwing them at us. Maybe it's because they're still in a dream, Snake Eater. Da, 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 da. I should get back to the Metal Gear series at some point. Anyway, welcome to the last treasure chest of the game, actually. And if you couldn't tell by the fact there was a locked door in our way in the previous room, it is a small key. And it's actually time for the mini-boss, who is quite familiar. By the way, you do need to hold the direction that you're jumping out of in those pitfalls. Anyway, let's see who our mini-boss is. Hey, Vire!
Huh? No way. There's no way you could ever find my... Ah, whatever. You got brains, but how about brawn? Come on!
The mini-boss, well, Vire, is the exact same fight he was in Seasons. One thing I would actually recommend is using Pegasus Seeds so you can keep up with him a bit more. All the fireballs he throws can, in fact, be destroyed by your sword, so yeah. The only real difference is that this fight goes a bit faster because you have the Master Sword instead of the Noble Sword now. That's, yeah. I do really like Vire's design, though his concept art is weird as hell.
Fine, goodbye.
And it's the exact same kill them all thing as last time.
Impossible. Not once, but twice. Farron. Onox. I'm sorry. Goodbye. I'm still exploding again. Damn it, this is just not my week.
I'm assuming that both of these games take place within a week of each other. It's not quite clear what the time span of the two games is, even in the manga. I'm not sure where you learned that you can jump over those rollers, but yeah, you can do so. If I recall correctly, you can do the same thing in Minish Cap with the Rock's Cape. But don't quote me on that. Anyway, this is a luck-based thing. I might remember from the Mermaid's Cave, I think it was in Ages, the two random switches you could pull with the power bracelet. One lower brought some ropes into the room, the other made the boss key appear. That's pretty much the exact same thing. It's randomized which one does which, and every time you step on a switch, which one it is changes. And now we actually have one of the few times we can actually downright decimate these hard-hat beetles with a blue ball. No, more of a red ball. So I guess they get warped out of the special stage. And this is a room I hate. It's not as bad as a certain other one later on that some of you might know about who played the Linked game. But what we need to do is hit all three switches with the thing. However, the thing is, the knockback can hit any of them and turn them back to blue. However, once they're all hit, this place opens. And now we can jump up here now that we push that thing in this specific way, which you need to do, by the way, in order to hit this block, which makes a staircase appear, I believe. Like I mentioned, the two rooms in this place that I didn't go into are, in fact, optional trap rooms that get you nothing in the end. Also, don't waste your time jumping up here. I completely missed the staircase for about 4 seconds. Push this block, and welcome to the boss room. This is one of the few bosses that you need the item of the dungeon to kill, so get that Magical Boomerang out. And if you have any speed increasing rings or Pegasus seed rings, use them. And once again, our boss is Manhandla. Yeah, remember him? He almost looks the exact same too, except now he's on one of those electric chew jellies. Anyway, the way this boss fight works is that there's 4 little piranha heads on him, right out of Mario. You cannot damage them with your sword at all. In fact, for the most part, you can't damage him with your sword at all, ever. You need to hit each of those heads with the Magical Boomerang when they open 3 times. Doesn't have to be 3 times in a row, just has to be 3 times total. Every time you destroy one, he gets faster. And because of the constant quicksand around you, this is kind of tough to do. Especially once you get to the final one. Upon destroying all 4, he becomes this. You just have to hit him with the Magical Boomerang 3 times, and hit that gem once, and he's dead. Or, I'm assuming it's a he, based on the Manhandla. And that's our next heart container. And here's essence number 6. We got the blowing wind, an essence of nature. Sweet fruit is born when pollen is carried by the blowing wind. Well, that dungeon went by enormously more quickly than I thought it would. Then again, maybe just because, yet again, as I've mentioned numerous times, I sucked at this game as a kid. Anyway, hello, Maku-tree. I'm surprised your leaves can make it all the way up here, but how are you doing today, sir?
Say, Link, the blowing wind reaches me, too. I jumped off a cemetery west of Horon Village. Couldn't Essence lie there? To get there, find a way across the sea.
Okay. But first, let's check on some Gasha nuts. And by that I mean get this one and get the heart piece, finally, yes! Yes! I didn't have to farm for it, yes! Anyway, we're back east of Horon Village, so we can finally head down to this screen. You're not... Well, first off, Ambi's here, and she's recalling the lover that she supposedly made the Black Tower in the last game to find. Kind of a weird time for them to bring that up, but okay. And this guy wants to get back to all his friends back in Subrosia, but the captain's bell is missing. It's more of a gong, really. And it's trapped in this place. But we can't do anything with him in the way, so... Well, first off, let's go praise our rings. I got the green ring, which ups my damage done and lowers my damage taken. That is going in my box no matter what. That's actually one of my favorite rings in the game. And we got a useless ring I already have. But now we're back at Thing.
Useless fools, can't someone find me, Belle? I can see it in your eyes. You're a competent adventurer. Okay, go get it. Find me, Belle. I'll be waiting.
You okay? And now we're back here again. By the way, you might remember when we first made it to the Pirate's Manor, we found that guy who told us a combination on some drawers. Repeat it here. 332-11444. And we get access to the next area, Samasa Desert, with a song that was used somewhere in Ages, but I just can't recall where. I think it was a dungeon theme. There's quicksand all over this place that you can actually use the quicksand ring in order to avoid its effects. And there's a hole in the middle of every single one of them that usually leads to that cave that we saw a couple screens back. This is the only one that doesn't do so. And it's also the only one that you don't need to enter at all. And here we got our basic underwater section, which we actually haven't seen in a while. There was actually an underwater section I could have shown off down by Dancing Dragon Dungeon that contains the Pyramid Jewel if you're playing Seasons first. But I decided against doing so. Because, well, I'm playing it second, so I don't need to go in there. If you play it second, all that's in there is, I want to say, 30 rupees? Anyway, for doing that, we get this magical ring, which appraises to be the Rang ring, which ups your damage, the boomerang, the damage a boomerang does by 1. Anyway, this is a ship. This is actually the pirate ship. You could have come in here from the other direction when you were in Subrosia, but I decided against doing so. Either way, this guy's looking for the bell as well, but he kind of died when doing so. However, his skull is still around, so let's go find that, because it's the only way we can find the bell. Jumping is a good way to get around the quicksand effects, but watch out for it either way. Anyway, there's his skull. That cave that you can bounce to the north is a Great Fairy Fountain, and there's actually 2 or 3 screens south of us, a Gacha Seed stall that I don't need to show off because I got the piece of heart already. But what you need to do here is bring him near a quicksand thing, and when he starts clapping like that, that's where the bell is. I think it's always here, but I'm not entirely sure about that. And we got the rusty bell. However, it's rusty, and if you go back to the captain, he'll say that he wants it polished. So where do we go now? Well, back here, where we got our shield upgraded. They can polish our bell, so what do we tell them? Just do it. I actually really like those dialogue choices. That's pretty funny. You'd expect that to be polite and such, but now you have to be blunt and upfront like I usually am in life. But now we got the pirate's bell, and its description is gong, by the way.
Eh? You brought me my bell? Thank ye. Let's take a gander. There's no mistaking it. This bell is full of memories. But that don't mean they're all good. Now I'm all pensive. It's not like me. We're off, mateys, to sea.
What a beautiful sound, that voice. Could it be?
Ambi, what are you doing here?
Captain, am I dreaming? I've been on an eye-opening journey through time, but never did I expect to meet you again, especially here.
Amby? Nay, 'tis I that must be dreaming. I never thought we'd meet again after so long. Even now when I think of our parting, it pains me heart. Though many years have gone by since then, you are as beautiful as ever.
Nay, you are unchanged. Every bit the man you were, if not a tad thin.
Amby, I would stay here with you if I could, but...
You need not explain, I understand. You are a seafaring man and cannot live your life on land. So I shall be your port of call, waiting always for you return.
Oh, Amby.
Oh, Captain.
Set sail, mateys.
So yeah, you might actually recall, like in Ages, she built the Black Tower to find her lover, and it was actually the Skull Captain all along. However, they only meet like this and reunite in seasons if you play it second. If you play Ages second, nothing happens. This was actually one of the major deciding factors, besides my friend doing seasons first, that I wanted to do Ages first. And getting Dimitri so I can do that sequence break earlier on.
Aye, we're off, mateys. Anchors away.
And the music playing here is actually the Ancient Tomb theme, well, area around the Ancient Tomb theme from Ages, which I like that they brought this back. Really actually fits the whole seafaring thing. Oh, by the way, I should mention, they're digging through the sand from the Samasa Desert, so how does that work? In fact, why does it take a bell to make something work like this again? That makes zero sense. Then again, it's a Zelda game, I should not be complaining about logic. Especially when they involve time travel and seasons changing that quickly.
By Jolly Roger! Aye, go mateys, this is it!
I really enjoy doing a pirate voice for some reason.
The sea is truly me home. Me heart's come alive, aye. Sound the bell!
I like how I actually left quicksand and sand in the wake. I rarely ever notice that. What the... You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round, round. Now the question is, was I singing the Dead or Alive version, or the Eiffel 65 version, if any of you guys remember who those bands are? Mind you, even I barely remember them because I only know them through my brother and mother. Either way, these guys are the worst pirates ever because they're getting seasick after death. Mind you, when you're on land for a long period of time, seasickness is easy, but they're already dead!
You call yourselves pirates? Shameful fools! Getting sick the moment you set sail, it's... It's no use. Put her ashore.
Okay, then. Oh, let me guess. It's gonna fit perfectly between those two bridges, but you actually could have come here and see that they were still like that. We're actually a couple screens west of that place where we got the cross-shaped jewel, I think it was? Or was it the square jewel? Either way, the one on the beach. Near Horon Village. Oh, perfect fit. That makes no sense.
Set anchor. Aye, we gotta get our sea legs. We'll rest here for a bit.
Well, thank you for that, sir. But with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 15, we'll be doing some progress towards the next dungeon, entering it in the process, but not before doing a couple of side things first. See you guys then.